And we're back on March 29th, 2023. Loddy and Mac on the cul-de-sac, talking a little sports with the angry one, the Don Father, and the commish. Jonathan Warren Pettit III, former applicant, Major League Baseball commissioner. Commish, welcome.
Nice to be here.
Don Father, the Colossus.
Nowhere I'd rather be. Oh, it's good. 100%.
It's good.
Off the IL.
You were injured?
Don Father be nimble.
What'd you say? What?
The Colossus of gout.
Oh, no.
People
Still working on that?
Sandlot for crying out loud.
You still working on that?
Angry Jay, how's the recruiting coming?
Fantastic.
Bronny?
Yeah, no, it's stiff.
You got NIL money?
Well, yeah, we need a booster like Miami.
Speaking of boosters, Skygazer Brewing just came in with a big check. Studio's getting renovated next week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
Skygazer.
All right, Tyser.
L&R Tax Associates coming down to the wire here. Guys, I know you haven't even gotten your W-2s. You don't know where stuff is. Get it together. Go to L&R. Jamie Leggett. Nice big return.
You want to owe or do you want to pay?
Great guy. Get down there.
Chiz Clothing, another free plug. He's got to step it up. Twister Baseball Clinics. The checks keep coming in. Thank you, Twister Baseball Clinics, and former subject coach Greg Hunt, also known as Greg to Angry. Nah. Okay, always an awesome time in sports. We're excited but sad at the same time. Hoops is coming to an end before the WWF version of Hoops in the summer, being the NBA, but college coming to an end. I think it culminates on Tuesday night with the women's tournament final, which we'll be tuned into. But Monday night will be the
Don
men's.
Father will definitely be watching that game. We already talked about it before you guys got here.
They're Friday and Sunday
Friday,
now.
Sunday to women.
Oh, they do that now?
I'll watch
Yeah, they
it.
changed it.
I watch it too.
The girl from,
I'll
the
watch
girl
it.
from Iowa?
As long as Iowa
kidding
wins
me?
Friday.
Yeah, they're calling her Tarazi 2.0, no?
I think South Carolina's unbeatable, though.
That's great entertainment. I want them to be beat, though. Mm-hmm. You can't root for them.
No.
They're now they're the new Tennessee. Can't root for them.
How come?
Coach got to shut her mouth.
Oh, Don?
Got to shut her mouth. She's a great player, great coach. You don't have to pick fights. You know what I mean? The guy's good. The guy's conceited. You got to live with it. You can't pretend he's not that. You know, he's earned it over a lot of years. Anyway, men's Final Four. As I predicted, FAU.
We had that one, I know.
You had them in the Final Four?
Yep.
The
Good
Husky
call.
Dogs.
We all had them, no?
Larinaga and the boys.
San Diego State.
I didn't.
Home.
I didn't predict them. That I believe that's Kawhi's former squad.
It is.
And
And Tony Gwynn.
who still holds the
Assist record.
assist record at San Diego State for most
Tony
assists.
Gwynn?
Tony Gwynn, yes, sir.
The
guys
Aztecs.
you guys remember
Are they the
when
Aztecs?
UConn
Yes.
beat San Diego State? Sweet
Yes.
16?
Yep.
Great game for us.
It was a
Watch it at
good game.
Sliders.
It was a good game.
Steve Fisher coaching then?
Yes.
And the guy who's
Wow.
the
It was the
coach now.
assistant coach.
Marshall Falk go there?
Yes,
Yes.
he did.
Man,
So did Mark McGuire's brother.
that's a
How
big
about
one.
that?
Danny?
Is that Ozzie McGuire?
quarterback?
You got it.
Yeah,
you got
he was a monster, right?
Yeah, and you're laughing, Don Father. He was the first pick in it. He was a first round pick in the NFL draft.
He said
He's
Mark
like
McGuire's brother. That's
No,
how you
he was
refer
like
to
a
him.
6'8" quarterback.
Yeah, that's
wasn't
what
he?
he's known as.
I thought it was Ozzie Canseco you're talking about.
Who selected him in the first round? Anybody
I think,
have
it
any
was,
idea?
I think it was, it was Seattle
That's what
last
I
year.
thought. I thought it was the Browns, too.
All right,
And
guy-
the final piece of the Final Four, Miami. What Huskies take on Saturday
That's right.
night.
Yeah. Happened to see them a few times this year. Boy, are they playing well. Any thoughts on what you're seeing and what we're getting? And obviously the Huskies. I mean, nobody saw any of this coming. Huskies were probably the most predictable team in it, which is just goes to show you how unpredictable it is.
Well, we talked about it last week. I think Hurley's done a great job. The first two games were in the balance at halftime. The last two games, those contests were over 5-6 minutes in. When Timmy got his second foul in Few, I don't want to judge coaches, but when Few sat him the last few minutes of the first half, and Calcaterra hit that, or was it Hawkins or Calcaterra hit the three?
At the buzzer?
At the buzzer.
Carabin.
Carabin.
yeah.
I'm sorry. He's 0 for 3 there.
He's heating up.
And
Stay
then
hot.
and then the beginning of the second
Who's
half.
hotter than Loddy right now?
I got to finish my thought.
Hottie Loddy.
And then Timmy, within the first 2.5 minutes, got foul number 3 and 4. Good night. Few should have just kept him in the game because it
Listen.
didn't matter at that point.
Timmy could have had 9 fouls in that game and they wouldn't have won.
It wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have
That's
mattered. They
a great
played
point.
really good.
UConn they were dominant. Well, I think, Angry Jay, you might know this. They're one of 3 teams to win their first 4 contests of the tournament by 15 or more points and hold their opponents under 40%. Something crazy like that.
UNLV.
UNLV.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it was Duke of 99, too, the team that UConn ended up beating, I think.
Elton Brand.
Yep.
Listen, I was scared to death of Arkansas. I was scared to death of Gonzaga. And I'm scared to death of Miami, but I don't know. I mean, these guys are playing really well. So much going on. The bench strength, guys coming off in big shots. The defense has been incredible.
You know what? Like, you think with the big stadium settings, maybe it has a factor on it because the shooting is so poor. I think it's got to be just the defense. It's suffocating.
Well, I was saying last week I didn't know if they have enough scoring, and Sanogo I think has been terrific.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of the old school guy where you throw it into the actual post and the guy does a post move, and not too many teams have that. But he's been great. Hawkins is, as the commission has mentioned, like when he shows up, like that gives him an extra punch. And guys are
Ray.
all chipping in, but the biggest thing is like you just meant they guard, man. They really get after it defensively.
You said that a couple of weeks ago when
Yeah,
you were
but
like Big
Iona,
East tournament
right?
time. Yeah.
He said the Iona game, they really guard you. So.
Yeah, they don't like they're in guys, man. There's constant pressure as soon as they come across. Everything is challenged. So
Don Father, can you compare this team's defense to Syracuse?
The 2-3 zone is a little different, not as intense. All I can hope for this weekend is the refs don't insert themselves late in the games like they did a little bit this weekend because it was quiet the first week. They made some questionable calls at the end of the game. Even that Timmy fourth foul was a horrible call.
That's the
Good
thing.
sell,
I was
though.
going to break up.
Great
so,
sell.
Are you think it was a terrible call?
Yes.
So Barkley was arguing about it on TV too. He's saying it's a call that shouldn't be made. They should know who the best players are. So to you guys, he elbowed him in the face.
Foul.
It's a foul, right?
Yeah.
Do you call it?
Yeah.
It's the same
Knowing
thing we were
who it
talking
is.
about in the Super Bowl, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No. So to my point, it's a foul. Like
Absolutely.
he didn't mean it.
Guys, I got a little Alcola, can't wait. Kevin McHale playing at home in Boston Garden barrels over John Sally, who has legal guarding position. Is this a foul? Go to commercial. Come back. Is it a foul?
No, it's a legal play
because Kevin
McHale's
McHale is
a perennial
playing at
all-star.
home in Boston Garden. He's a perennial all-star. This is a legal play.
Boston Celtic forward Kevin McHale, on his way to the basket, barrels over Detroit Piston John Sally. Is this a violation? You fake the call. Since McHale is a perennial all-star, playing at home in Boston Garden, there is no violation. This is a legal play.
That's been going on for years. But listen, foul's a foul. Even in baseball where we have gentleman rules where you don't have to tag the guy, if the throw beats him because you don't want people getting spiked. Same thing with a double play. You don't have to be standing on it like Little League before you throw to first. Now you do. Those rules have now changed with replay. You can go back and say, oh, he wasn't standing on the base. He's now safe. Well, if you elbow somebody in the face, I don't care if you're Ben Timmy or somebody else, you're out. Now, guys, Sanogo. Better or worse than Sean May? Do you remember? A similar interior player.
Comparable, I would say. Sean May was kind of a bigger name. He was obviously bigger recruit, and they won the national title, I believe, his junior year, and then he came out.
Yeah.
But so no, that's a pretty good comparison.
Lottie?
I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Sanogo, and we all talked about how down we were a little bit earlier in the year and wasn't passing the ball. Did you see him pass out of the double to Jackson on the baseline? Where was Gonzaga's defensive rotations? They were nowhere to be found.
Not guarding
UConn
Jackson.
offensive efficiency, and then you got a guy like Jackson that can guard point guards at that size. They just got a nice group right now.
And I'm sorry, but I mean, some of the things Jackson's doing, you're really starting to see now. Even the play where Kerrigan made that 3-pointer at the end of the half.
Yeah, great
Jackson
play.
cut across the lane.
Yeah.
Great play.
That probably was going to be a pass. It's going to be a turnover, or they're
Yeah.
going to intercept it. He cuts across the lane, throws it to him for a 3, and that changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure the pass
you're right.
was to him, to be honest with you. I think
No,
it
but
was,
I didn't even see it in the game because it happened so fast. You
Yeah.
watch it like at halftime when they're showing what happened at the end of the half. And you're like, holy crap! Where did that come
and to
from?
your point, Commish, the Hurley came out and said he's the best leader he's ever had.
That's easy to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
impressive.
evident.
How big was May?
6'9".
The same size?
I think they're
thought he was
similar
taller.
size.
Well,
Taller.
May had some
Big
pounds on him,
butts.
right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what, though.
Sanogo's a little more chiseled than
Sanogo's
Sean
going to be
May.
the key because they had that one center from Miami. Can you get him in foul trouble? Then you bring Donovan in. That's going to be, the problem is that we're going to trade 3s for 2s. Because Miami can shoot the ball. They got the guards. How about Sanogo, too, with the Ramadan not eating?
Oh my God.
I
Yeah,
can't
when
even.
is that over yet?
April 20th.
No,
Oh,
it's not
boy.
over.
It's not over yet. I mean, I thought in some of the games, Gonzaga. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember when Timmy beat them down the court. He was gassed. I mean, it's got to be taking an effect on him. But geez, I mean,
Good
that's
for the Oak.
unbelievable.
May, so you
Good
just
for Oak.
it says he got 6'9", 266 for Sean May when he was at Carolina. So
With
he-
Sanogo.
I don't think he's quite
I don't think he's
266.
Like I
He-
said,
he definitely
is
wears it
chiseled.
better.
Yeah, that's a load.
It's close.
Jared Sullinger.
I don't
Sean
hate that
May.
one. Yeah.
They were very similar.
Sunsets earlier in Texas, so he'll be able to eat. Don't worry about it. He'll be okay.
I can't even go 2 hours during the game without eating.
Bobby Mack, Hurley. It seemed like Aline and Calcaterra got buried a little bit in the middle of the season. Now these guys are standing up with the Oak off the bench. They got a nice 8-man, 9-man rotation. The worst thing that might have happened is they got, 6 days off between games because they were
Right,
rolling.
why not? And I'll tell you what, too, Donovan, he's not made a mistake in the tournament. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
Very impactful.
Other than the back-to-back travels I saw.
I don't
30
think the first one was. It's the Oak. I mean, he's planted. He got
He does
roots in
something
the
good.
ground.
Every time he gets in the game, he does something good.
He blocks
He
or
does.
alters every shot in
Did
the
you see they
interior.
would go in the lane? They have a wide open lane. They turn around because he's there.
Yeah, he picked up a couple ticky tacks. I thought the other day. I thought they were maybe looking at the number of fouls and right after the Timmy thing.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that's got to be part of the game. Just ref the game.
I had mentioned to Loddy, Stan Van Gundy, who's hard to listen to. I don't know if maybe I'm just a little bit of a homer, but he was kind of driving me nuts this weekend. But he did say about Donovan, he's like no doubt NBA player.
Yeah, couldn't say enough good things
Yeah.
about him.
I think he's only going to get better, right? I mean, you get more experience, get beat up a little bit.
He did love him. He also said he saw him in practice shooting threes like it was
Yeah.
nothing. So no, seriously, next year, however this finishes, do they come back next year? Let's say they win a natty. They're gonna let the 7'2" guys step out there and shoot threes. Well, guess what? They should. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's
Because
gonna
somebody
happen-
ain't coming
yeah.
back.
When he's getting 25, 28, 30 minutes a game, those numbers are going to be off the
If
charts.
Hawkins keeps doing what he's doing, he's not coming back, right? And Sanogo, I mean, he's
As long as he's
undersized, but I
not a
don't-
lottery pick. John Tice knows why. As long as he's not a lottery pick, I'd love him to come
Ooh,
back. though.
Hawkins?
Yeah.
He's going to be a lottery pick.
Shut it.
I'm not seeing him as a good pro, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Why?
He's one-dimensional. He's a catch-and-shoot guy. He doesn't guard with it. He doesn't.
Jay
Perfect
Jandrek,
for the NBA.
Can't
Kyle
handle-
Korver. These guys had great careers.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys who didn't.
Okay. I got to be honest with you. The way he could spring off his feet reminds me so much of Ray Ray. I think you're going to see somebody shine.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere near Ray.
I'm just saying the way he could get it off quickly, and it's like they're not even in triple threat. They just get in this springy position and boom, they shoot it.
That's who he reminds me of. Obviously, if he ends up having half the career that Allen had, he'd have a great career and make a lot of money. But he has characteristics of Ray Allen when he plays.
Well,
Not saying.
you
Not
guys are-
saying. No, I'm not saying
that's
he's.
high. That's high praise. to
He's
even
got
put it.
characteristics the way he shoots though, with the quick release and the way he comes off those screens locked and loaded. UConn hasn't had another
I'm not
guy like
saying
that.
he's Ray Allen.
No one's saying he's Ray Allen. No, I'm just saying he's got some characteristics, especially on offense.
No.
Did you see the dunk he missed?
Oh my God, yeah.
Then he made a three off that too, by the way, because I think Jackson got the rebound, and passed it out to him. If you're a Husky fan, you nervous about Miami?
Oh, absolutely. It's the Final Four.
I'm nervous. I don't know. They got guards.
I tell you what, whoever wins that game is the heavy favorite in final.
Miami's backcourt makes a lot of money. So yeah, those are professional
They're getting paid
players.
well,
Yeah. Wong and the transfer to Kid Pack.
What do you guys think of just the tournament in general? It's getting a little criticism because, the sexy names aren't in there. It's not full of blue bloods. For me, I think it's what makes it awesome. Like FAU, they deserve to be in there. They caught fire. How far did St. Peter's make it last year?
To the 8. They lost to Carolina.
That's
in the 8.
cool. George Mason, that's cool. Gonzaga, the first time they made the 8 was against us in 99. Remember that little TV we had to watch it on in between?
Jeremy Combs' apartment.
Yeah. There's lines going up and down. But since then, they haven't gone anywhere. They've been knocking on the door ever since. And we need those teams. And then what did they do for their conference? They pulled St. Mary's up with them. Pacific every once in a while. I think that's the same conference. They have a nice team. We need those teams.
VCU a few years back.
Yeah, they were in the first 4 and they made the Final Four.
Yep.
Yeah, and who's to say those teams shouldn't be in it?
Bobby Mack, I don't have any problem with it. I everything you said, I echo it and agree. Like all the sports that we love, they're pretty predictable. Like we're going to talk about Major League Baseball. There's probably 12 teams that have a chance. NFL, it's usually a lot of the same teams. It seems. College basketball, when we talked about it last week with the NIL, the transfer portal, and just the amount of talent spread across the country, this is not an outlier. This is what it's going to be, in my opinion.
But that's great, right?
I like the upsets early. I got to be honest. I wish there were one or two bigger names for me.
That's exactly where I was going to go. I love the week 1 upsets.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a 9 seed, a 5 seed. I want to see UCLA. I want to see 2 seeds. I want to see guys I'm going to see next year in the NBA, not guys I'm never going to hear about again in 2 weeks. You're never going to hear about these guys from San Diego State. Not one of them. FAU. You don't know who they are. You don't care about them because you're not invested because they're not going to go anywhere.
Well, are we going to see these low major teams or mid-major teams when the NIL really kicks in and these big donors will be able to, the big schools have the big donors.
It's going to be tough to exist and be able to play with those guys. I feel like we have a good friend that said for years there's going to be a Power 4 or 5, about 60 teams that are going to control college sports, and sooner or later they're going to get out of the NCAA and start their own thing.
I gotta think I feel differently. I think that's a chicken-hearted move. I think that's Colonel Sanders. You get to pay more for these guys, so don't be wrong on them. You get the 5, 4, even the 3 stars. This kid for Kansas State, he didn't have any offers. Kidding me? And these FAU kids, you kidding me? This is their chance. I love it. I don't. And to be honest with you, Don Father, with all the one and dones, if Duke was in it this year, I know a couple of the Duke names, but back in when he had 4-year players, we knew every player. We probably could go 1 through 9, 1 through 10 maybe, and know the whole roster. Now it's not even worth it. It's a joke. You don't want to know that roster. And as far as the predictability, I'm with you. Hey, what are the odds the Chiefs and Bengals are somewhere near the end of the
it's always the Chiefs, Bengals, and the Browns every year.
Yeah, okay.
Those are always the big teams.
Yeah.
And 2 of them make it.
But Kansas State's not a Cinderella. They were 3 seed, and he was the most entertaining player I've seen in college in 5 years. Well, number 1, he was the most entertaining player. It was amazing to watch that kid play.
Hey, first,
You didn't like him?
He had a good tournament.
Oh my God!
been the
You're
player
so
of the
angry.
tournament so far, I think.
Cheer up.
Angry doesn't like purple.
First Final Four
That's a
without
good point. That's actually
Don
a
Father.
terrific point.
First Final Four
sister.
without a 1, 2, or 3 seed in it ever.
Yeah.
And they started seeding in 1979, I believe. First time there hasn't been a player, a McDonald's All-American player, on any of the Final Four teams since
What gets
1979.
better ratings, Duke, UCLA, or FAU and San Diego State?
I don't care about the ratings, but this will be one of the lowest rated Final Fours since they've tracked that.
Yeah, but real basketball fans are watching
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what I'm saying.
I don't care if
the casual
postman watches the goddamn
fan
thing.
is probably not going to.
You don't think postmen like basketball?
Jesus.
But all of us
Palmer?
won't miss a minute. But there's going to be some people that will be like, "Yeah, no, I'm good."
Hey, did you guys see that Coach K is coming to the Franciscan banquet in Meriden? He's the guest speaker. Calhoun got him to come.
No.
I think it's next month or.
Want to go there and heckle him?
I think that we might have to be there.
Are we going to Father's
maybe we can get him on the
hometown?
podcast.
I'll get some tickets for that one. Come on. We got Hall of Famers galore in there.
So we could, within the time of a month, go be face to face with Stay Hot Cash and a little rat.
Yep.
Who, by the way, I picked to get me into the final.
I
Four last
picked
week.
Jimmy C.
I know.
Mick Cronin. I still have nightmares about that one.
Don Father, and this is for everybody.
Chucky.
Who's making the most money right now for basketball for the NIL in the country? I read this today, and I'll give credit to Legion Hoops. Had this
Is
stat.
it Trace Jackson Davis?
No.
It's not. He was making like 2, right?
Somebody's making more than 2.
Think
Give me
outside the box a little bit.
Give us the conference.
No conference.
Notre Dame.
Is it fresh? It's got to be a freshman, no?
Are they
No?
in the conference?
Not a college player.
Bronny?
Bronny James,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
$7.2 million.
Excuse me?
NIL.
Yeah, that's.
7.2.
Well, he needs it.
Well, I need. Yeah, there you go.
Just saying, we're talking about money. We're talking about the Miami backcourt. Kid hasn't played a game of college. $7.2 million.
You want that headache coming to your campus?
No way.
No chance.
Come on, he 5 for 8 from 3 last night in the All-American game.
Do you want the headache coming to your campus?
Defense in that game, I'm sure too.
Actually,
Do you want him at
actually, you know
Syracuse?
something?
Yes,
You guys watch any of it?
I did watch it, yeah.
They were actually guarding.
'Cause I think
Were
there was-
they?
NBA
they?
guys should maybe
they
take
had,
note
they
of
had a
that.
scrimmage. I think there was some pretty fiery scrimmage the day before, and they
Yeah,
were going at it.
one of the guys they interviewed before the game was like he was pretty heated, animated.
If you're at Syracuse, you sign that kid in a heartbeat. They need a little juice up there.
Plus, he helps you recruiting for the next 10
They
years.
need a little juice.
Yeah, you could stand around and play 2-3 zone.
Amen.
I don't know. Maybe Red Autry changes it.
Tomorrow is the grandest day of them all. Aside from St. Patrick's Day, to Final Four, Super Bowl, and World Series.
Who we taking in the finals here? Are we making some predictions?
I mean,
Yeah.
got to go Huskies here.
UConn, San Diego State.
Oh, both games?
Yeah, let's go with it before we switch over to baseball.
Well, I got 0 right last week, so I'm going to go UConn FAU, and UConn wins it. Similar to the Butler game.
I'll go UConn, San Diego State. UConn wins.
By how much?
12. I think the Miami game will be tougher than that one.
I go UConn, San Diego State, and they're going to win by 15, 20 points.
Damn it. I'm going to go UConn FAU. And UConn by 14. They're going to be the national champions, in my mind.
I'm just going to do this because everybody's picking UConn. I'll be the anti. I'm going to take Miami because I am very impressed with them, and I'll take them over FAU. It'll be an all Florida championship game, and Miami wins it. But I do want to make a little shout out to San Diego State because they don't score any points, but it was kind of like watching old like 1980s basketball where you had to throw it inside and guys were shooting like pull-up jumpers. There weren't a lot of threes, and they were physical on defense. It was kind of, to me, it was kind of fun to watch. I know everybody gets upset, but it's only 58-56 or something, but
I don't mind that.
I don't mind it at
Bobby
all.
Mack, before we move on to America's team, the Yanks. Was that a foul?
I thought it was a Browns.
Creighton?
Yes.
That was a foul on the hip, right?
Yep.
Got to call that one, too.
It sucks, but, I mean, the kid didn't have to do that. I mean, the shot was going to be missed anyway.
Agree.
Got an insignificant hand on him. I mean,
the play?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
foul.
Yeah, foul.
Don Father, foul, right?
It was a foul. Yeah, that you can relate to the Eagles Super Bowl. You guys said the Timmy thing is the same thing. No. Timmy thing was 14 minutes left, 90 feet away from the hoop. Not a minute left in the end zone.
Yeah, I didn't say
That's
the
a fair
Timmy.
point.
That was
The
these
Timmy
two.
thing didn't
That was these
dictate
two.
what the outcome of that game was
I
going to
have
be.
I have
But if I was Mark Few, I would have kept him in with 4 fouls and 17 minutes left.
And it still wouldn't
Show
have
some
mattered on
guts.
everybody.
No, it wouldn't have mattered, but
Yeah.
it would have been 18 points.
I was shocked by that too. I thought Gonzaga. I really thought Gonzaga might win that.
well, Gonzaga, I mean, knocking on the door for staying hot. I think Cashman's their NIL guy. Now, how heated was Few, though? You ever see him like that?
No.
What was the guy's name before him that was against the Huskies that year?
Was it Munson?
Monson, I
Yeah.
think.
That's
Yeah,
who it
Dan
was.
Monson.
Yeah.
Went to Minnesota, and
What-
you
yeah.
never heard of him.
He left for money and then,
Yep.
jeez. Big day tomorrow. National pastime, and as Loddy said, America's team. Don Father.
Break out the bunting.
Don Father, are you pumped for tomorrow?
Can't wait to see the Red Sox on their way to 162-0.
Who are they playing?
Orioles.
Oh boy! And you wore that tonight?
Huh?
Don Father's wearing orange for the audience can't see.
Corey Kluber, it's a gimme.
You look like Anthony Santander. Is that his name?
Yep.
Guy's pretty good.
I wouldn't mind him.
Commish, you applied for the job. It's a great day for you tomorrow. Outside of St.
I would
Patty's
have
Day.
changed some things, I think, but
What would you have changed, Commish?
the shot clock I don't like there. They got the little pitch clock, whatever they're doing.
You know Coach Hunt likes it,
You
right?
see Nestor, by the way? He
What?
got called for
Yeah.
taking too long, and then he did like this weird wind up going into it just to get on the umpire. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a great day. Baseball's always a fun time to kick off. Yankees will start their attempt to get to the ALCS again and lose, and we're off.
Is almost everybody playing tomorrow?
Yes.
Because they normally don't do it like that, right?
Yeah, and then nobody's playing on Friday, and there's like 3 games on Friday.
Cool.
Stan's pumped and gets a day off.
Scheduled day off.
Didn't the Yankees make a big move this week? Did they make a big transaction this
We're
week?
not getting to the Yanks roster
Oh,
yet.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
keep
I'm sorry.
talking opening
We
day.
got some guy named Frenchie.
The Reds always used to be the first game, right?
Yes.
So we're going a bunch of 1 o'clock starts tomorrow. Is anyone before that, like a crazy start time? All right. So is the bunting already at Yankee Stadium, or will they put it up in the morning?
I'll say it's up already.
Yeah.
It's the only time you're gonna see bunting at Yankee Stadium all year. That's a guarantee, right?
Well, unless they play the Indians. Who the Indians just signed? Was it the Quan kid? They signed one of their youngsters.
Yeah. Stephen Kwan.
You mean the Guardians? It was the kid that
Yeah,
they got
whatever.
in the Mets trade. Was it Jimenez?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Man, they're going to be fun again. You know what I'm saying? They play real baseball. The
Well,
Yankees
manager,
roster, we have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow until they, run out from the dugout with bunting surrounding the stadium. But we're happy about one guy. We got our shortstop.
You see his number?
I didn't see
It's
his
not
number.
77. He converted.
No. Let me guess.
Go ahead.
So it's not a single digit, obvi.
Nope.
Right?
Correct.
Is it in the ones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They said dead air is great for podcasts.
12.
No, close.
Spencer?
11.
What?
11.
Was that
Chicken
Knoblochs?
Stanley.
Was that Knoblochs?
Cardi.
And was it Knoblochs though?
Yes.
Yes.
You know Volpe called Gardner.
Get out
You
of
knew
here.
that, Angry Jack?
Yeah.
He called him.
He's a good dude.
Just to make
You
sure,
think judges,
it was
I didn't
okay.
think that. I didn't think they'd put him on the roster because that's what they do. And you think judges going to bat for him a little bit?
I
had
think
an
when the
influence?
captain speaks, the captain judge speaks.
Absolutely. And the kid, he played his butt off all spring.
Yep.
So
How
he
about
did
the
that for
tweet with
himself.
the Didi Gregorius with a bunch of thumbs down and everyone thought he was roasting Didi? It's going back to that year when we had it going with Didi.
2017.
With your boy Birdie.
Wow. Bird off of Miller, though. Bird off of Miller, upper tank and right.
So
Tell me I'm wrong.
can we get rid of any of these guys before tomorrow at 1? Torres, Hicksey, Donaldson.
No.
No.
You wouldn't give us a pitcher for those 3 guys? You're going to sell some. Like if you're
I would.
Tampa,
I would trade for
Miami?
Glaber if I'm somebody else.
I don't think we'll see Glaber the rest of the year in the Yankees roster.
You mean for the full year?
Full year.
You think
I
at
think
some
he's
point
the
he'll
guy
get
who's gonna
traded?
go.
Peraza comes up.
I think that Miami should take a hard look at Glaber. And I know they got the very energetic middle infielder Chisholm. Is it
Chisholm, yeah.
He's
That
short
sells
though.
the clothes in Bristol. Well,
Oh yeah, no, that's
that's
Chiz
his
clothing.
clothes. Yeah.
But they got to take a look at getting him down there because the World Baseball Classic had a bunch of juice down there with a lot of the Latin countries, especially his, which I think was Venezuela. Is that true?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the home of Bobby Abreu, and it is. And they were saying they got to start signing some of that flavor down there because the community was out there into it, and I've been down there. It's not lively, and it is in a weird place. I'm talking a stadium in the middle of nowhere. There's not one bar restaurant outside. There's not one kiosk selling things, and no souvenir store. None. It's a
Why
big
can't
bubble.
Miami get people at their baseball games, but football, it's packed.
Religion.
Basketball. I mean, the Miami Heat have great crowds. They can't get the Marlins. Can't get a crowd.
Well, one, maybe the players they got, and two, you got to see this location. It is sickening.
Home Depot Park? Or
Is that what it's called?
Lone Depot. I was at a conference there in February.
Jeter couldn't wait
To
to get
loan
out
them
of
some
there.
advice. Move.
I just think you get a lot of transplanted people that when the spring comes, they move back north. I think it's a spring training state. I don't think.
Well, we had to go 10
it's
miles
just-
to get a sausage and pepper, right?
Yeah, you can't have
They don't have them down there.
one team's hard enough to have two teams in the state. That's college football and NFL, 365 days out of the year.
I had Cafe Cubano down there. Really good coffee.
You're also talking about 81 games and 95 degrees and humidity outside.
But it's a dome,
It's
right?
inside.
It's a dome.
Air conditioning.
Inside.
And
Come on,
the-
Maybe your hair
You
would
wanna
look
walk to the
exactly
game.
like that in the ninth.
And
So I
the,
had to get a haircut.
and the product's been bad for years.
What, Jeff's hair product?
Don Father?
Oh,
Come on, it's looking good today.
it's true. That was hair product. It's been
Hey,
bad.
you think Sabian had anything to do with Volpe? You know, he
God, I
signed
hope so.
and drafted Jeter in '92.
I hope so.
Maybe Sabian and Mania are doing their job behind the scenes and waking up Cashman.
Did you guys know that Brian Cashman's son plays baseball for Avon Old Farms? And if not baseball, he's at least a student there.
No, I didn't.
Road trip.
I just found out. Oh, look at the angry Jay. His eyes just popped out. Oh my God. We going? We can't heckle a
No,
kid.
we can't
Can't heckle a kid.
Oh, then I'm not going.
Well, we could find out like a weekend when maybe he goes.
Angry Jay. Yankees have all off season to improve the team. We got opening day tomorrow. There's been no improvements. What's the next big move after Rodon? Remember Cashman and Steinbrenner came out and
Severino
said
comes back in
we're
August
not
as a new
done
starting
yet.
pitcher.
Yeah, we're not done yet. Well,
But there are no big moves. We might trade at the deadline. Glaber will be a Yankee.
How long's everyone out for?
I'll be back in June.
The
That's
dreaded
a shame.
2 months, which will be August.
Yeah.
Rodon, Bader.
Hey, can we talk about some MLB over-unders?
Let's do it.
Let's have at it.
Don, Father, you're
Let's ask the locals, and then we can all make a pick.
What do
Or
we
are we
want
all
to do?
doing them all?
No, we shouldn't do them all. It's too many. Why don't we each pick one per division? What team we like the best for an over-under in each division? That's 6 divisions.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Go.
Read them off, man, and I'll make.
We're starting the NL East. Atlanta, 96.5. Mets, 94.5. Phillies, 89.5. Marlins, 75.5. And Nationals, 59.5.
59.5.
I'm going Natty's over.
Don, Father, write these down. I know you got a lot of stuff going on there.
I'll go Phillies. Over 89.5.
I'm also going to go Phillies.
Natty's over.
I'm going. What's the Braves number? I'm going Braves under 96.5.
That's a lot of games.
I'm going Marlins under 76.5.
Okay.
Now we're going to move on to the next division. NL Central, Cardinals 88.5. Brewers 86.5. Cubbies 76.5. Big drop. Another big drop. Pittsburgh 67.5. Cincinnati 65.5.
I'll jump on this right away. I'm going Brew Crew over 86.5.
I'm going
I like that
Reds over.
Pirates over.
I like the Reds over too. Commission.
That's a low number, man.
I'm going with Mac. He's hot. Pirates over.
He's hot in what way? I mean, he made one pick.
He's on fire. You can tell.
I got a couple of young guys I
We got
love.
all the Final Four picks still.
Last NL West. Dodgers 96.5.
Under.
And
Padres 93.5. Giants 81.5.
Ooh.
D-backs 74.5.
D
and-
what?
D-backs?
Oh.
Rockies 65.5.
I'll go Padres over.
Dodgers under.
Dodgers under. Me too.
I'm changing mine. I'm going Giants over.
I'm going Rockies under.
Look out
Under
for the
65.5.
Giants.
They're
65
awful.
and a half.
You do know about
Don?
team.
Giants are 81.5.
I know, over.
Okay, look at you.
No doubt. Conforto and the boys?
They always overachieve. All right, that's
Yeah.
We said that about the Raptors.
Bunch
Don
of
Father,
long-haired
that's all I'm
middle
saying.
infielders.
AL East. Yankees, 40,
Over.
44 and a half. I'm sorry, 94 and a half. The Yankees, 90 and a half for the Blue Jays. 89 and a half for Tampa. 78 and a half for Boston. What a joke.
What's Baltimore?
Baltimore, 76 and a half.
Baltimore.
Oh, over Baltimore.
Yeah. Baltimore over.
I'm going Yankees under.
Oh, come on. Opening day.
Yankees under.
I
Everyone's
wanted
undefeated, Loddy.
to do Baltimore, but you guys are all doing Baltimore, so I'm going Tampa under. They can't overachieve every year.
Just remember, the Yankees will be under.
AL Central, Cleveland, 86 and a half. Minnesota, 84 and a half. Chicago, 83 and a half. Detroit, 68 and a half.
Jeez, that
And
division
Kansas
is-
City, 68
That
and a half.
division is.
I'll go White Sox over 83 and a half. Jumps right out.
I'm going to go Royals over.
I'm going to go to the Twins over.
I am also going Twins over with former Bethlehem Plowboy draftee and Tri-State League Tri-Berry pitcher Pete Mackey to pride of Nonawag High School. Pete Mackey, Twins over.
Guardians, over. Got Tito, man. Come on.
Textbook pick.
AL West, over
Chalk.
under. Houston, 97 and a half. Seattle, 86 and a half. Texas, 81 and a half. Angels, 81 and a half. Oakland, 59 and a half.
59 and a half. I'll go Angels over.
I'm going to go Mariners over, and I'm predicting them to win the World Series. How about that?
I'm going Seattle under.
Remember that.
So you don't think they're going to make it to the World Series?
No.
I'm sticking with the overs in all my picks. I'll take the Angels also. Over 81 and a half.
They're due to have a decent year, right?
Got some right at each other. I'm going with Kamish here and going Seattle under.
They're
were
gonna
a great-
win it.
They were a great story last year. Story's over.
No, they're going to win it.
Story's over.
Are we going
gonna
to
win it.
review our NBA picks at some point next week or the week after?
Mine weren't that good, so probably not.
The season's not over.
It's coming to an end.
Let's talk NBA for a moment. The Knicks were on fire a few weeks ago. Loddy's got his Julius Randle shirt here. He's got a jersey. He's been wearing it outside mowing the
Screw
lawn.
him.
Ooh. You don't
Seriously,
like him?
did you
I
see
can't
him?
stand
You see him the other day with Quigley?
Who the heck would want to play with that guy?
Angry.
Trying to fight his own guy in the court.
Angry. If he was a student athlete at Eastern Connecticut State University, what would have happened?
He would have been riding pine for a little while.
Not with Thibs.
Would he have gotten a proper tongue lashing from the head coach and the staff?
I would have got it from me. He might have beat me up, but
Integrity.
Would you take him at Syracuse right now?
Of course I would.
Hey, this guy will do anything for a W.
Bronny
Anybody
and
but Fab
Randall.
Mello. Anybody but Fab Mello.
Commish.
Oh, what an awful selfie
Commish,
pics,
in
man.
your
Oh,
pocket
jeez.
protector days, when you used to follow these student athletes
Not
around.
a guy I'm going to quote at all. I'm not gonna-
Really?
Nope.
Who was your favorite guy to quote at UConn?
Tony Robertson.
You loved him.
I loved him.
Where, East Providence? Is that where he's from?
Yep. And that guy I loved.
Number 32.
Who else?
Give me the
Emeka Karan.
Yeah, give me the backdrop on Robertson. Why you like him
Karan
so
Butler.
much?
Great
not bad.
guy.
Okay.
Just a really down to earth kid, a funny kid. Just somebody you could root for. Tough life, you know.
A little bit underrated Husky, I think.
Good
People
player,
don't
too.
remember
Really good
him
player, yeah.
like that.
Some
yeah.
dunks and
I like
Boston
that.
College
I like
dunks,
that.
Remember those?
Number 32.
Yep, I loved him.
Is he the one that floated it up against on that Saturday morning against Arizona, and there was maybe like a goaltender or not?
That was the overtime game at Arizona, right?
That's
that
where it was
game-
at
yes.
Arizona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think everyone made shots. Then, but
Game
yeah.
of the week.
But a really
Remember
good
when they
kid.
used to have that game? Like on, oh man.
Speaking of
What's going on?
obscure games, we're going back to UConn. You guys might remember this. Miami had a kid named Rice back. Was it in the
Darius
90s?
Rice.
Yeah. So who was the
He
guy?
was like a Garnett lookalike, right?
Shimon
Yeah.
Tools threw the ball in. Is that what you're talking
What was
about?
his name?
Shimon Tools.
Shamanto.
I actually was at that game.
At
It
the end
was-
of the game, he UConn was ahead the whole game, and he like literally inbounded
He inbounded
Up
to
right
Darius,
for
a
and he
layup.
made a three-pointer.
No, he didn't he
That's right,
dribble
he
it
dribbled
back
and
like
shot it
Reggie?
free. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, who did Reggie do that against?
I think it was the
that
Knicks.
Lottie,
What-
do you
I
remember?
don't know why I thought of
What's
that
the
the other day.
question? I thought we were
Darius
talking about
Rice.
Shimon Tools.
Shamanto,
And that was
who was a
Jerry Rice's
football
nephew.
player, right?
But it was,
Was he a
easy to
football player?
I
transition
think
to
he was
the.
Jerry Rice's nephew.
We already talked
cool.
about
Yeah, he
the
was.
Knicks.
He was.
We already
He was.
talked about the Knicks.
Was
We're
Shimon
done.
Tools 30 or 31?
I don't know. I just
Not age,
I
number.
don't. I have no idea
Rick's
what.
cousin, by the way, Shimon Tools.
I thought
What?
about that.
Yeah, he's Rip Hamilton's cousin. Actually,
Is
I
he
covered
from
that game
Coatesville?
in Miami. I went from North Carolina, where they lost, if you remember that game, to Miami lost 2 in a row. Calhoun was a bear. I just remember after that game. But, yeah, they lost that. And Shimon Tools inbounds, Darius Rice, step back 3, and that's it.
Do you remember the pass though? It was like literally like he was
Right
trying
to
to throw it to him.
Commish,
Right
let
in
me
the
ask
chest.
you
Didn't
a
run the
couple
baseline.
questions, if you don't mind. Did you take the plane with the team, or did the
No,
media
I
have it
traveled on
different?
our own.
The
They
media
still do,
traveled
they
on
still
their
do.
own.
Yeah.
Did you sit next to Randy Smith, R.I.P.?
At some point, I did sit next to Randy Smith. I sat next to Neil Ostroff from the Connecticut Post when North Carolina stormed the court
Neil
when they beat
Armstrong?
UConn that year, and we got really run over. We were on the baseline, and I remember that. And then we went right to Miami, which was a great trip.
Was Heinrich Rodel there?
That I'm not
What's
sure.
the guy's name?
Yeah, number 5.
Yeah.
Is
With
he
the
the
like
one who-
with the little mark over the O.
Yeah.
Is that the guy who made up the Heimlich maneuver?
Commish, we got to revisit some of Commish's
I'm
stories.
intrigued with the commission, his experience with UConn.
Commish, what's the one? What's the? I'm sorry, Don Father.
no.
What's the one story you did or subject you interviewed that listeners wouldn't know? Because obviously the listeners are just our friends. But like,
Okay, so I was like a mid-major guy, right? So I was at the Meriden paper, small potatoes compared to some of the bigger papers we can call current huge.
Record
But
Journal.
no Thomason Express.
When Talik and Marcus Cox got arrested, Talik, they were in a car, they got marijuana, whatever it was, and Marcus Cox took the blame for it. And I was a new guy on the beat, and I ended up getting a number for Marcus Cox's mother. And I called her and I did a story saying, hey, I said to her, hey, what's going on? Can you tell me? She told me he was in the car. It was Talik's marijuana. Jeff Wolfinger, his name was. He was driving like Ron Artest's car on the campus. And I ended up doing a story saying, Talik's mom saying, Cox's mom was saying, he took the heat for all the other guys and came out the next morning. And I had beat writers pat me on the back saying, great job, great job. But I woke up the next day in my apartment, maybe 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, phone rings.
Jimmy?
Hello, his secretary. Please hold for Coach Calhoun. And he went up and down me about calling someone's mom at home.
Oh,
So that was the game. That's a game when you're covering a team. It's like
could you understand what he was saying? Did he call you John?
he didn't say one dime back to me. I don't think, but he was pretty angry.
Were you in there for one dime back?
I was in there for one dime back. Yes, I was.
Not a dime
and
back.
Ryan Gomes. I was there for that press conference too. Some fun times. I mean, the guy's a legend, but he was tough. He was, he called me and he was not happy that I'd called one of his players' moms. You know how he protective is of his guys,
of course.
you know?
Yeah.
He was from Colby. Marcus
Yes.
Cox?
Marcus
Yep.
Cox.
But it's one of those things when you're a beat guy, you need to. It's not like it is now, where like everyone, something happens and someone reports it online. You have to wait the next day when I was writing to see if it was going to be in the paper. If you're the only one who's got something, you're like, wow, So I'm getting pats on the back from the people that I'm competing with, and the coach is pissed.
Was Desmond Connor one of them?
He was probably on the beat back then, yeah.
Did he pat you on the back?
I don't think so. I mean, I remember the guy from the Register did and said, great job, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, God, I don't get paid enough for this, but
Commish, are you afraid of the Hooner?
am I afraid? No, I wasn't afraid. I mean, it's an old guy. It's he was older then, so you can't be afraid, but I will say it is intimidating. I mean, when he would lose
Commish,
the game.
I've seen you mix it up a few times. Are you afraid of the Hooner?
I have great respect for the Horner. He can be tough, but I remember if he'd lose the game and you go in the press conference, it'd be like you were doing rock, paper, scissors. Who's going to ask the first question? You know what I mean? Because you're going to get killed.
Hooner, speaking of being
Remember
killed,
Providence was one of those?
in the squared circle, you're a trained boxer. What happens? He's no
Well,
wimp.
my USA boxing license expired. I think I had it for about 3 months.
You were the Hooner. 3 rounds.
No, Hooner in his prime, no way.
Ooh.
He was digging graves at some point in his life, I think so.
Yeah, his
I've got-
life story is amazing.
I've
Yeah.
got, there's no dirt under these nails.
I'd like to have Commish as
A subject.
yeah, definitely.
He's got
'Cause
some
I
other
could talk
ones.
about that all day long.
He's
Yeah.
got some non-basketball stuff you'd be
I'd love to
pretty
hear it.
impressed with.
Hey, speaking of basketball, I got a trivia question, Mac. I know
Let's
you like
go.
the trivia. So last night, Steph had his 74th game with 8 3-pointers or more in a game. Clearly an NBA record. The next 3 combined are at 73 for a total. That's how far he had his leaps and bounds over everybody else. Who were the next 3?
Can you repeat it?
So Steph had his 74th game last night with 8 or more 3-pointers. The next 3 guys combined have 73. Who were the next 3?
Harden,
Clay?
Clay, Lillard.
Did you hear this? You must have heard this already.
No, who are they?
They have to all be recent guys.
It's those three.
Oh,
Not in
get
order.
outta here.
It's a Lillard, Clay, Harden. Okay, double or nothing, Mac. That was impressive because you never get questions right here.
No, I swear to God.
Other than jerseys, who's next? Harden had 21 or has 21. He's still active. Mad props to anybody who gets the next player who had 14.
Jim Less. JJ
Joe
Redick.
Dumars.
I can say this person was an NCAA golfer last year.
Oh, J.R. Smith.
Oh,
J.R.
get out of here.
Smith. He was next.
How was he next on that
He's
list?
a loser.
14. Well, he was a
played for the
streaky,
Knicks. He played for
streaky
the
guy.
Knicks.
Oh,
And
look
then-
at him.
And there was
Wasn't he in the fight with when Camp? When
Yes.
Yeah, but we're
Dallas
talking
and
about
Dallas?
3-pointers, though.
Oh, there we go.
I couldn't stand
the
J.R.
MVP
Smith,
race
by the
is
way.
obviously heating up. Vegas has a dead heat right now between Embiid and Jokic, like dead heat, dead even money. And Embiid's on the cusp of how many games he's going to play, not going to play. I think he's played 60 right now. I think that's right, 61 actually. And do you know who the last player to ever win the MVP, missing 15 games or more in a season was? Shouldn't have won, but this person won it. And this person played 58 games and he won the MVP.
Nash.
Nah, he was a
I'm
horse.
just thinking of guys that shouldn't have won it.
Spit it out.
Shit's out that much.
All right,
Can we get a hint?
he is a college broadcaster right now. And he loves Donovan Clingan. We all do, but he's been vocal about it.
The Oak?
He loves the Oak. Right, TikTok,
Well,
TikTok.
Positive. Wasn't
Go.
Stan Van
Go. Who
Gundy.
you got?
Barkley?
Bill Walton,
Walton.
1978. He played 58 games, won the MVP. So who wins this year?
Is that for Portland?
Yep.
Yeah,
Portland.
so
Gervin
Embiid
should have won.
I
but-
think Embiid will win it just because they don't want to give the guy 3 MVPs in a
Three-time
row.
voter fatigue.
Yeah.
Okay, last question for you guys. Not
Just because
trivia.
Perkins mouthed off? Go ahead.
Not trivia, just one opinion. Small, you geniuses at this round table here. So, all you guys, square, whatever, rectangle. So for the NFL, right? Whoever gets the most passing yards wins the passing title, wins the title for most passing yards. Why doesn't whoever scores the most points in the NBA win the total for most scoring title? It's the NBA goes by average. Per
I
game.
hate that, yeah.
I hate that too. Because right now, Jason Tatum leads the NBA in scoring. Leads it in
Because he
scoring.
plays.
In total points.
Total points. He's played 70 games,
'cause he's
9 more
not a
than
load-
Embiid, who's the
yeah.
scoring leader right now.
He's not a load management guy.
I'll go first. I agree with you. But there's got to be some sort of minimum, there's got to be a way to... No,
Would there
you're
have to
right.
be a minimum
Points,
if there's-
points scored?
If it's total points, you don't need a minimum.
Points scored.
I just think it's a ridiculous notion that you can average, you can miss 22 games and win a scoring
I'm
title
with you.
over a guy who plays 82
The guys
games.
that play
right.
deserve, yeah.
So I got one for you guys, kind of on the same thing.
Hold on. How about Kamish? I didn't hear him.
No, I agree with Jeff. It's a good point.
Well, Jeff didn't say anything.
No, Jeff said point. He didn't say anything. He hasn't stopped talking in 10 minutes.
So we're talking
This
about
is his segment.
There's no Jeff here, by the way. But go ahead.
the points.
Was it Rosadini here?
So this, like the MVP and stuff, it comes down to these guys, if they make first team, second team, or third team, they get a chance for bigger contracts. Right? So I was thinking about this the other day, too. So, like, the big thing is with Jaylen Brown, like, he might make third team, right? If he makes third team, he could sign a super max with the Celtics, which is like 4 years, like $200 million, or 5 years, $250 million. Here's my question to you guys. You know who votes on that? Who makes first team, second team, third team?
Not the reporters?
I think it's
It's the media. So, like,
okay.
So they control the, like...
that's my there's my point to you. So, like, if a West Coast guy is voting, he sees 3 games of Jaylen Brown or whoever. I'm just saying Jaylen Brown for an example, because he could be up for it if he makes third team this year. Like, I mean, there's got to be a better way, because, like, so if you're the Celtics, you kind of want him to make that third team, even though you're going to have to pay him a lot, just so another team can't offer him anywhere as much.
But if you're a Sixers
Or-
guy,
Yeah.
Or just bias, like with Eddie
Exactly,
Murray. Like
exactly.
Eddie Murray wouldn't have made money because sports writers are going to tell him because they didn't like him. Like Eddie Murray was a
sports
great
writers
player.
vote on everything, though,
so
right?
these guys, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
it shouldn't be the factor
What's
in.
the alternative?
I don't know. That's my question to you guys. So, like, a media member in
Well, how about
LA,
the team? How about the team is the alternative?
I don't know. Maybe. Like, I don't have an answer for you, Mike. I'm not really pumped. I was thinking about it the other day. Like, if you're a West Coast guy, are you voting for an East Coast guy? Because you don't see him as much. Is there homerism going? You know.
That's the same with Ja. Ja has like a $7 million bonus
yes.
if he makes. And one reporter came on anonymously on the Dan Patrick show and said, if I don't vote for him, he will know, and I'll never get another interview with him.
Jeez.
So I agree with
Power of
you
the
guys.
press.
But what's the alternative, though, to media guys not voting? Who votes?
Kamish, what do you think about this?
I mean,
Should the press get the power to put these guys in position
look
to
what's
make
happened with Baseball Hall of
contracts?
Fame. I mean, that's a disaster. I don't know who can vote. I don't know.
I don't know. You can't really. It can't be the teams. I mean, and then the question
No,
is
then
if
they
it's
turn on each other. Civil war.
Yeah, and then if it's the players, they're voting for their buddies.
Right.
Is
so
it
they
weighted?
Can get,
They weight it? Like,
Angry Jay.
I should do it. You know that?
Yeah.
It should
Well,
be
that-
me.
that-
I
that
should be
would
the
work.
guy. I should be the guy who votes for guys into the Hall of Fame in first through.
Should be some
13.
arbitrary committee of some sort.
Lottie, how about the GMs that are making the money to make the decisions? That's it right there. We're going to sign you to a max deal for 4 years. That's it. You know, why do we need other people? These guys make a lot of money to put a roster together.
They put it's in the collective bargaining agreement.
well,
where
the
if they make
CBA
the three,
is stupid.
It is what it is. I'm just bringing
All
up
the
the point.
CBAs are stupid. They don't freaking tackle in football during a week. They play two-hand touch with different colored pennies on. In the big leagues, you don't have to run to first base anymore. And in basketball, you need the commish to tell you whether you get paid or not. Not the commish. The commish would have done a nice job.
Thank you.
All right, whatever, dude. We're going to Don Father. You got anything on Lamar Jackson for us? Because we want an update.
Patriots. I
Well-
said it last week.
but
They came out today and said no.
They said today we are not interested in pursuing Lamar Jackson.
New England's not interested.
That's what they said. Also, Atlanta said that. You saw what Arthur Blank said. He gets hurt too much.
Maybe the Jets should double back.
Woody Johnson said that would not be negotiating in good faith to talk to him because they think it'd be just for leverage, which you're an owner. You should do that. But I guess, did you read Lamar Jackson's tweets last night? The two?
I
He
did.
totally contradicted himself in the same tweet. The first part of the tweet, he said, "You're blaming me for not playing because I want to make money, to save myself for a contract." Then he said in the same tweet, "You're mad at me because I want to protect myself from injury." So,
He
which
missed the
did you
last
not
5
play?
games of the year
Yeah,
last
did
year?
you not play because of injury? Did you not play because you want money? Like, he literally said he didn't play for different reasons in the exact same tweet. I mean, he's turning a lot of teams off right now.
How about how come nobody's going after him? Like, he's only 26 years old.
Can we trade Dak for him?
He's only 26. I mean,
We need a running back anyway,
Would you take Lamar over Dak?
without blinking.
Okay.
You wouldn't?
Yeah, definitely.
you have to give up two number ones.
I'm glad you answered that way.
and he
Listen,
wants,
we
and,
got-
and he wants 200 and whatever.
But it's
He
fine.
wants Deshaun Watson.
We got an almost roster now. We just got rid of Zeke. I mean, Dak. That would be great. And then, but he got to run the ball. I don't want to hear this stuff about how he's, Drew Brees, man. You got to run the ball.
Everything I heard today was whatever team wants to make a move is going to make a move after the draft because they don't want to give up that top 10 pick. They want to wait till next year, then give up that first round pick because they can still do it after the draft for next season.
Don Father's got inside sources.
Yeah, and then that first round pick means nothing when you're
Picking
drafted in the
28.
20s.
First
20s, yeah.
reported on this podcast by the Don Father.
He is the insider.
Is that a Don bomb?
By the way, Loddy, I don't want to get you
How bad
depressed,
is it
but
looking over there?
Julius Randle's limping to the into
Good.
the locker room.
Perfect. Just made my night.
Guys, I got a few questions for you. I have one question and a lot of variables.
It's time for Who'd You Rather?
Who'd you rather?
Love these.
Who is going to have a better year this year? Anthony Volpe or that I don't know what his name is, the Japanese guy for the Red Sox, Yoshida?
Yoshida.
Who's going to have a better year? Go.
I mean, Yoshida was great in the World Baseball Classic, but I got to say Volpe is not going to go away.
Yoshida, Rookie of the Year.
I'll pick Yoshida because he's more of a middle lineup, and he's a pro already.
Yeah.
He's already been a pro. It's not really a rookie.
The kid
You
from-
guys remember
kid
when
from
Matsui got
Jersey.
hosed?
Kid
guys-
from Jersey.
You guys remember when Matsui got hosed and didn't get rookie of the year because they said he was a
Who won it over him? Quick trivia. Don Father.
Sasaki?
No.
No.
Baroa.
Oh,
Kansas
that's right.
City.
Yeah, the shortstop. Yeah.
Who you got, Bobby Mack?
Who was that?
Volpe.
Who was it? Geronimo Baroa?
Baroa
Give me a break.
over Matsui.
Who's Angel Baroa?
I think it's his brother.
Well, I don't know which one it is. Anyway,
His cousin.
I hate
Who
to
you got?
say
You got
this.
Volpe or the guy?
Slick fielding. I think he's going to stay there for a while. He's just a Vizquel type of guy in the field, and we need that. But I got to think the guy Yoshida is going to have a chance to drive in a lot of runs. And
It's a
what are
little crazy.
these dorky sports writers? That's all they want to see is these numbers. You know what I mean, right? Don Father, average,
Analytics.
averages. Come on, no, I'm kidding.
So when they win 73 games versus the Yanks 93,
80.
Commish, I didn't lump you in with
they
the.
better not bet
dorkies.
Volpe ninth all year long. That's all I know.
Who gets more home runs in New York this year? Not in New York, but for our New York team. Judge or Alonso?
Judge.
I'm going to say Alonso.
Got to go with the Judge.
I'll go Judgy. Opposite field power.
Hate to say it, but Alonso's got to have a bounce back year, or we might see the end of him.
What, did he have a bad year last year? Did I miss it?
I mean, he didn't do what he did the year before. And are you being sarcastic, Angry Jay?
A little bit. I don't think
How many
he was
home runs
bad.
did he have?
I don't know, but it wasn't bad.
Did he have 40?
I'm guessing high 30s maybe.
Did he
Come
have
on,
40?
Father.
He's going to be a DH.
I don't know. I don't have the answer for you.
DH the rest of his career after another year
Yeah,
or
it's
two
a
at
bad
first.
year.
He's in
For
great
who?
shape if you saw him.
It's an all or nothing
Is he?
righty.
Yeah.
Is he?
Is he?
Yeah, he's in really good shape.
He's Jack Clark. He's not Jack Clark?
There's my MVP prediction right there. National League MVP, Pete Alonso.
Yeah, he had a down year. 271, 40 home runs, 131 RBIs.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Next
Huh?
question. Next question. Next
He
question.
only had 131 RBIs.
Next
We've seen the
question.
last of him.
We're going West Coast, little California love here. Teammates. Who has more homers, Trout or Otani?
Otani, Trout played 13 games and be hurt.
No, I'm going back. I'm going with the diehard Eagle fan, Mike Trout.
Trout's rejuvenated after the baseball classic, Don Father. Big year from Trout.
Commish.
Stays on the field.
Big month.
I'm going with it.
Otani.
I'm going Otani too. Generational talent. We love him. Who has more wins, Scherzer or Verlander?
Mad Max, love that guy.
Scherzer.
I'll go Max only because I think he'll start more games. I think Verlander will break down.
I'm going Verlander.
I go Verlander all day. He's tougher than him, and he doesn't have to
Nobody's tougher
make up
than Mad
stupid
Max.
stuff like having a red thing in his eye. Would you like
Jesus.
Schilling too?
Oh, I'll take Max. Scherzer on
Would you
my
like
team.
Schilling too? Guy's full of crap. He's
Everybody
full of
likes
baloney.
Schilling.
Was he good?
He's very good, but he's full of baloney.
yeah.
Is Verlander not good?
He is.
Yeah, well, one guy's
I don't
full of
know, you're
baloney,
saying
the other guy
Scherzer's not
pitches.
any good because
One guy's full of baloney, the other guy pitches. Now,
Who's
how
full
about
of baloney?
Scherzer's guy? He's got to throw
my
up.
God.
He's
This
got
is-
to his eye.
This is gonna be classic.
Verlander just pitches, dude. Give me a break. And we should have gotten him for a dozen baseballs back
he
in the
just
day when they
missed.
waved.
He just missed an entire year.
Who?
Verlander.
To
2
set
years
it up,
ago.
to set it up for this.
Should be fresh.
It was TJ. It was TJ also. You don't. All right. Either one of those guys, Cole, total wins. Go. Either one. Pick one and versus
Well,
Cole.
what's the question?
Total wins, Cole versus either Met guy.
I'll take either Met guy.
I'm going Cole.
I'll go Cole, too, because I think he'll make more starts.
Commish,
Goal.
I'm taking who I've dubbed the ace.
Scherzer.
Garrett
Mad
Cole.
Max?
No. Okay. All right. How about let's go to two Met guys versus Cole and Nestor. Wins. Go.
I'll stay with the Yanks. I just think they're going to make more starts.
The Met guys. Our Cole goes 6 innings. Everybody else goes 4. I mean, Jesus.
Met guys.
Yankees.
Cashman's involved in that process.
I could hear the song after the game right now. Frank. I'm going Yanks all day.
If the Yankees lose, I don't want to hear any. Like we said that last week, right?
Yep.
Just no music on the way out.
Oh, the group chat will be blowing up. The Yankees lose.
If. All right, here we go. Really got to put your baseball hat on here. We're gonna go back a little bit, just a little bit. I want to talk utility men. Who would you rather, Ben Zobrist or our generation's utility man, Tony Phillips? Go.
Ben Zobrist.
Yeah, Zobrist did a lot for them. Zobrist.
I'll go Phillips.
I agree. I like
I
Phillips.
like Phillips a lot.
I love Phillips. I mean, the only thing maybe I'd favor Zobrist. You chuck him in the outfield too, but Phillips was an animal, and I think he got in Detroit just after, what's their nuts there, Trammell and Whitaker.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Matter of
but-
fact, did he play with him? Did he play a little bit of third when
I
at
don't
least
think
Trammell
so.
was there?
I mean, I
No?
remember him.
He was after
I
that.
remember him mostly with those great A's teams.
All right, so Angry, you're feeling Zobrist?
Yep.
How about Sean Figgins versus him?
I'll still go Zobrist.
Zobrist.
Eric Ibar?
I'll go Zobrist.
How about who is the Met guy? Super or Wonder something?
Super Joe.
Super Joe.
McEwen.
Yeah.
Zobrist is a really good player.
Yeah.
Joe McEwing wasn't that good. He wasn't better than Zobrist.
Tyler Wade, Zobrist. All right, whatever.
We have 6 utility guys this year, so we could get one.
I love them all, though. Weirder stance. We're just going weird. Not better, not that you like. Weirder stance. Julio Franco, barrel going toward the pitcher. Mickey Tettleton, barrel going toward the guy in the Dodger hat with the radar gun. Remember he just rested it like this?
I'll go Tettleton. Who's the guy for the Blue Jays that had the really open one? Was it
Eddie Encarnacion?
No, was it
Was,
like a Tony Batista, Batista or something?
Joey Bats?
Jose
No.
Bautista?
No, like really wide. Like his left, he was a right-handed hitter, but his left foot was almost like it started.
You're thinking Angels like Brian Downing?
No, he did have kind of a stance like that. That was
Like
really
Dane Orge?
I
Who
was
are you
gonna say
talking
Orge,
about?
yeah.
Back on this question.
Hold
I-
on.
Tettleton.
While you're thinking about it, who you got?
Tettleton.
You got Tettleton.
I like Franco just because.
No,
you're
weirder
right.
stance.
I say Franco. I liked
Tettleton's is
Franco's.
weirder, but Franco can still hit the ball.
I'm going to go with. I think Franco's is a very difficult thing to do because the barrel got to go from all the way over there to where it's going to hit the ball. But Tettleton, it's almost like not a golf swing, but like he set it up.
Yeah, Rod Carew kind of had something similar.
Yeah,
Who?
Carew
Rod
did.
Carew.
Wasn't he famous for changing his stance for every pitcher, circumstance, and weather situation?
Yeah.
Carew was like not even
Circum
holding
what?
the bat.
Yeah.
it was
Circumstance,
just,
dude.
It was just laying in his
stance?
hands.
I like that. For every circum.
And Caruso said he used to have a big wad of tobacco in his mouth because he thought it kept his eye open more.
Are you kidding
Green
me?
eye, yeah.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I never knew that.
All right. So, what do you think the most mimicked batting stances over the past, in our lifetime have been? What do most people try to hit like?
Donnie Ballgame.
Griffey.
I agree. Griffey. Will Clark has the best swing, but Griffey's the most mimicked.
But nobody.
Donnie Baseball had a pretty awesome swing that doesn't get enough credit.
I know, but Donnie
think
was
he
in. Who you got?
I said Griffey. If you're playing wiffle ball, Donnie and Griffey are the guys you used to copy.
Yeah, but Griffey, his head was completely turned toward the pitcher, where he could see the pitch with two eyes. And if people are copying that, I don't see anyone else ever doing that. I mean, Mo Vaughn tried to hide his eyes, right? But Ken Griffey, remember him like just
Yeah,
his
you
chin going
know why he
toward his
did that?
shoulder? Yeah, but it's called binocular vision. He wanted to see it with two eyes.
There you go. Or just see with both
Mack,
eyes. I don't.
interrupt you real quick. Guys and girls listening, YouTube Tony Batista's batting stance. You'll be
Is that who you're talking
floored.
about, Jay?
Yep, Angry Jay got it. You'll be
And wasn't
floored
he an infielder?
by that
I was
stance.
like a first and third baseman. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what? Imagine how good he is at hitting if that's how he sets up to hit. Getting back to Mattingly real quick. Quite a crouch. Now, I was thinking about putting Bagwell on one of these, and I was going to put him with Mattingly. I just don't know how to ask the question. But, like, Don Fowler's doing the X for Xavier High School in Connecticut. But, like, you think Bagwell squatting like he's going to take a number 2, right? Donnie was down there. Wasn't he?
Yeah, early.
But one guy's
before he got
muscle
hurt.
bound, the other guy was
Yeah,
more of a
especially
wiry
when
guy.
Donnie was healthy. Yeah, he would crouch
right,
down
John?
there.
He was
coil.
down there.
Yep.
Pigeon toed.
Hey, what lefty did he have the most success against? Donnie.
Bruce Hurst.
You remember at home? Remember the grand slam against Bruce
Randy.
Hurst?
Yeah, I do. There was nobody at the stadium that night.
I don't remember that at all.
Randy Johnson, he was pretty good at too.
Unit.
Yeah.
He owned a unit. Relax. All right. Pick an emblem. Pick an M. We're going to go the Mariner, The 3-pronged M with it looked like a pitchfork almost, right?
Yeah, that's when they first started. Yep.
Yeah. So the original Mariner M or the red, white, and blue Montreal Expo M.
That's
Go.
a layup for me.
Expos. I'm
Yeah.
partial to them.
Oh, I love that hat.
They need,
Lace
a,
Yeah.
Expos.
Is this a sweep right now?
Yep.
Sweep.
they need a
First time we
team
agreed
back
in
up there.
6 months.
No, I'm taking the Mariners.
Shocker.
Richie Zisk.
Ken
All right,
Phelps.
we're going way back, Don Father. Hopefully you're in on this one. Who was better, Steve Sachs or Chuck Knobloch?
Steve Sachs.
I took a close look at these numbers today. Knobloch or Sachs?
Knobloch. With the Twins especially. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think we got spoiled, or not spoiled. We saw the worst of Knobloch. I think Knobloch was a better player.
Angry?
I'm going Steve Sachs.
Yeah, Knobloch was I love Steve Sachs. He had a couple really good years with the Yankees. They were terrible, but Knobloch was a better all-around player. And then he came to the Yankees. He started to fall off the cliff. But with the Twins, he was phenomenal. If you're a better Yankee career, I'll say Sachs.
I believe
Unless
Sachs has been to 2 World Series with the Dodgers. I don't know if he won them.
He won in '88. He was on that team.
I know that is that Gibby? Mm-hmm. I know that he had 5 Gold Gloves. I don't know if Knobloch did.
No shot Knobloch did.
I know that Knobloch's home run numbers destroy him. No, they don't destroy him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably do.
Probably
Steroid
they double
era,
him.
though.
They maybe double him, but they're
Steroid
still
era.
only around 100 though. Like we're not talking like 300. I mean, I'm talking like 100. But Knobloch walked and struck out like 800 and 700 times. Sachs struck out and walked like 500 something times. So what does that tell you about the eras they played in? In one era, they were trying to like not strike out and get the ball in play. In the other era, they were willing to like wait around for a good pitch because they wanted to like hit one out of the ballpark. Now, as far as falling off the cliff, Steve Sachs played his entire career one position. Knobloch, he started blowing bubbles and pointing at the,
Don't bring up
not-
that game.
and we had to banish him to the outfield because he hit Keith Olbermann's mother in the head. Didn't he?
That's okay with me.
I resent.
Oh, come on.
Bobby
What is it,
Mack.
your grandmother in the freaking wiffle ball stadium?
was your
Jesus.
grandma?
He didn't do it on purpose, dude.
I
How do
resent.
you know? You're in his head now?
I
know you're
resent
angry, but-
Steve Sachs. I resent him, and it wasn't his fault, but he took over for Randolph. So I'm not going to forgive him for that.
What number was he with the Yanks?
6.
How about the Dodgers?
Who cares?
Half of that. All right. So I want to be done with that, but I can't because when I was looking at that, I was thinking, what kind of like semi-offensive second
Yeah,
baseman
that's a good comparison.
played? They both played about 12, 14 years. I happened to look up Brett Boone.
Mix in some steroids.
Relax with that. And I'm for steroids, by the way. The game was more fun.
You're pro steroids.
They allowed it. I like the home runs. No. Who is a better
Are you on him
player?
right now with his anger?
Hold up. So whoever you said versus Brett Boone, who you got?
Steve Sachs.
Who's a better player? I'll take Knobloch if we're talking entire career.
Yeah, I'm staying with
Me
Nobby.
too. I'm still staying with
Didn't you say Steve Sachs over Knobloch?
I said Sachs had a better Yankee career. Knobloch had a better major league career.
Dude, he's angry and delusional here, but like
You guys ought to check up on your history. I don't know.
Knobloch
You
had a
guys
big
don't
home
even-
run in '98, though.
Remember he pimped the crap out of
That '90, it went in the first row of left field, and he was
Against the
sauntering around
Padres.
like he went upper tank.
well, so
Nobby.
I just wanted to bring it up for the way that baseball has changed, and Brett Boone is still 15 years, from us right now, right? So he's got like nearly 300 home runs, something a little bit below that. Where do you think his strikeouts rank compared to those other two guys? We're talking 500 something and 700 something.
Much higher.
I think double. I think it's like almost 1,400. So the all or nothing freaking era, dude. This sucks. Can we bunt tomorrow? Put one on the ground, Volpe.
There'll be no bunting.
Volpe will put the ball in play.
Who's had a better career? Michael Phelps, amateur career. Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt. Go.
Phelps.
Michael Phelps. I mean, if you care about swimming.
Phelps.
Phelps. I don't care about swimming, but I don't care about running either. So
All right. Diet,
Obviously.
I'll take Usain Bolt because I don't care about swimming. It's a great life skill.
I'll take that. That's
It's a survival technique. How about this? Diet Coke or Coke Classic? I gave one similar, not this one. Diet Coke or Coke
I'll go
Classic?
Coke Classic
Coke
because I
Classic
would
is
never
the
drink
greatest
diet.
soft drink ever made.
Didn't you at one point convert
To what?
diet?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But if you're asking me what's a better drink, yeah.
Okay,
It's
what do you
not
got?
healthy for
You're
you.
going to go to McDonald's and you're going to get a classic Coke and with ice. 100% classic Coke. If you're going to get out of the can, I'd say Diet Coke for a longer life. Probably a toss-up. I'm going to go classic.
Do you like it in the can?
I prefer the bottle.
I'm going Diet Coke.
Diet Coke all day. Coke Classic too sweet. All right. If you could pick one team to rejoin the rejuvenated, maybe dominant Big East basketball conference, one of their defectors, who would it be?
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Boston College.
Syracuse.
I was going Vatech all day. No, I would take. I'm going to go with Angry BC for the regional rivalry. I don't want to drive up to that freezing cold place and have half the stadium. I mean, they put a curtain up. You can only go in half the park. It's too cold up there. They ruined it. They got their assistant coach is a bum. He used to be Jeffy's coach in camp. We can't have it. All right. Is it the best conference in America for college basketball, or if not, what is?
ACC. If you're talking now, I mean, Big East isn't.
No, now. Right now.
Right now, the ACC is better.
I'm just not seeing that.
Right now, especially with Patino back in the mix, for me, it's the Big East.
Big Ten.
Big East.
Big East. Yeah. I don't know. I'm definitely not going
These
ACC.
coaches in the Big East now. It's unbelievable.
They score. They just score a lot, and it's more fun.
Did you guys see the New Providence coach played the guy one-on-one to see if he'd stay in the transfer portal or not, and he beat him?
Get out of
That
here.
was something I saw today, which I thought was kind of cool.
Coach Kim English.
Yep.
Taking a pack.
You know, Cooley brought all his recruits down to Georgetown. Two or
Speaking of
the
Pac-10.
three
Did he?
big ones already went down to Georgetown with him.
What was the that Mark Batson? He just
Yeah,
got,
he just
saw
got
that.
a job.
Yeah.
just got the Cal job.
Cal job, yeah.
I loved
didn't even
him.
know he was in
Yeah.
the profession.
Oh, I loved him. He was a nut job. He was on some NBA benches for a while. I
Lakers.
think the Lakers, yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been there for Kobe's last game. All right. What's the best college football conference in the country? Just say the three letters really quick. Go.
SEC.
Yeah, SEC.
You down with SEC?
That's not even close, right?
Oh, yeah, easily.
I set you up. You down with SEC?
Yeah, you know me.
All right. Best college baseball conference in the country?
Probably the same thing, SEC.
Pac-12.
Big East. I'm sorry, Little East.
I'm going to see the
Ooh.
NEC.
No, it's without a doubt the SEC. All right. You get one drink after a workout or in the morning or whatever. You could get the McDonald's orange drink or that orange stuff that they sell in a 1 gallon jug in certain bodegas.
McDonald's.
Mickey D's.
I don't even know what you're talking
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, you know what the
Yeah, the
orange
orange
drink at
drink.
McDonald's is.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Take that.
The
I'll
stuff
take
in the
that.
jug.
That's
They
the
got
stuff they used to have at the camps, the basketball camps, was the McDonald's coolers.
Yeah, right. But I'm talking about the stuff they got in a jug. It's either orange or purple.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the bodegas that you're talking about.
I'm going McDonald's.
There's no bodegas.
Where's
Thompson, was there?
where's the closest bodega to where we are right now?
You mean Fast Freddy's?
Yeah, that's one. All right, so
I got to go to Yonkers to get my orange drink.
This, this last question brought to you by Skygazer, L&R, not Chiz. Twister Clinics got in on this one. They sent a check. Not what's easier. What's best for, like, kids growing up right now? Streaming whatever you want or watching the cable television shows when they're scheduled. It includes sports. And if you want to see a recap, Sports Center, you got 2 chances, 11 and 11:30. What's better for kids right now? Watch whatever you want, whenever you want, or bang. You got to be there.
CNN Sports at 11:30 with Nick Charles and
Fred
Freddie
Hickman.
Fred Hickman.
Yeah.
Watching live, nothing like it.
My point is, so you're not a fan of the streaming.
Watching live.
So if you want to watch Friends, you got to be here Thursday night at 8.
Watch it live.
Got to get home.
Yeah, you got to plan your schedule around it. I think I like the old school better.
I like maximizing my time and skipping the commercials.
I knew he was going to say it. I knew he was going to go streaming.
On the plane on the way to Dallas.
Hold on, I have one more. Would you rather
Go.
Penn State or Quinnipiac?
Well, this is a tough one, and I happen to know someone who had this same dilemma. Loddy, what do you know about this?
What's the dilemma? There's no dilemma. My daughter's going to Penn State. Quinnipiac.
Let's go!
Quinnipiac, where the commish is at, that's a gorgeous school. Quinnipiac was a very, very close second, but we are thrilled in our family today. Nittany Lions, slightly still below Rutgers, though.
Loddy, 4 years from now, are you like all about the Penn State Nittany Lions? I think you
My
gotta
daughter's
be, right?
going to school
Yeah?
there. I mean, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there a few times. I love the campus. I love the school. There's nothing not to like. But when they play Rutgers down at Penn State, I'll have my red on. Wow. No doubt about it.
You have to. Congratulations to Maddie and all the
it's
other
unbelievable.
seniors
Great
picking
job,
their
Loddy.
schools.
Thank you, boys.
Congratulations on Angry Jay giving saying Sachs for one part of the answer and Knobloch for the other. Congratulations to the Donfather, whose hair product lasted. Congratulations to the commish, who's going to be a subject on the next interview. Congratulations to Loddy, who's going to have his studio remodeled by Skygazer Brewing.
And good luck to Pete Alonso. Hope he has that bounce back year.
When's this
here.
reconstruction start? Anyway,
We have a meeting next week.
do I need to be here?
Nah.
We might have to get TNT Construction to help sponsor it too.
Let's go. TNT Remodeling. Thanks for coming, everybody. March 29th.
Go Yanks.
Go Yanks
Go
tomorrow.
Yankees, go UConn. Let's go.